guys, so it's time to move the boiler into place. It's pretty heavy, I can't move it by myself, so we use logs to roll it along, and it works pretty well. Just like that. Looks like a tram. And we're just about into place. One more. It's a little bit uneven here, so I got one board here to help even it out. There we go. I'll get right onto there. Alright, almost in place. Alright guys, so the next step in this process is to line our firebox. And we're going to use bricks and some of these old concrete bricks. Because you want to let this thing last a few years, because the metal spalls. Well guys, we got all the firebox line now. And we put a few blocks, old blocks in the middle to build the fire up, so it if it's too low it doesn't reach the pans very well, so try to raise up the fire a little bit more, and yeah, so hopefully we'll be all ready for burning in the morning. Alright guys, so we got the sap boiling now. The boiler's fired. Fire's going nice. Don't have a lot of smoke now, so that's good. Took a little while to get going, but still going on. We could probably do without the wind today. Although the wind might, I don't know, it tends to cool down the sap trying to boil, so. And we got not even any smoke coming out of the chimney. Burning nice and clean right now. Until I add more wood, then it starts smoking up again. Yeah, we got pretty decent fire. These things I put on around this thing is these are important. They work as heat shields because you couldn't stand near this thing if not. They work great for. Plus, they also keep the heat in, prevent the whole thing from losing heat from the wind. And it works great. And that big piece of plywood is on this side. Also block the wind from the other side. So if you can block the wind as much as possible, you get a much more efficient operation. Now this is the kind of boil you like to see. These are those big, what do you call it, restaurant pans, stainless steel, and they work excellent for this. There's a little bit of a gap here, so we have to cover it over with metal or we'd have smoke coming out of this spot here. And this pan over here is pretty much just the warming pan. It's at the beginning, so it doesn't really warm up enough to boiling. So we put the sap in there to start with, the cool sap, and then we transfer from that pan to the boiling pans. Well, we're starting to get a tinge to the sap. It's beginning to get a color, getting a little bit of amber color to it. And it's coming along nicely. We got plenty of wood, lots of garbage wood, old spruce and some pallets. other junk lying around, so it's all good. I can fit 4-foot long pieces in here, so all I have to do is cut the pallets into 3 pieces and in it goes. We've still got a long way to go yet. We got about 2/3 of that one still. The full garbage can and the full tote. Those carboys have been pretty much emptied. All there's left in it is ice now, so we've been through those already. That is empty now, so we've been through that one. So I think it's going to be probably going to have to boil through the night. Maybe we'll have to finish it off tomorrow, but we'll keep on going. Sun is just about setting, and it's a beautiful evening here. The wind's died down and the wind's blowing my way. So it's nighttime now. Things are boiling away nicely. And we got it just around the right temperature. We do get flames that come out of this gap between the pans because they can't go tight against each other. If it's too hot, the flames pretty much come out of there, and you see flames coming out of the stack. So we can adjust it a little bit hotter now. So this thing has a little damper on it here that we can open up. Oops. This latch got stuck earlier today, so I have to keep it up. So we open that up a little bit. We'll see in how things are going. Very nice. We loaded a whole pile of spruce in there and a piece of pallet, and it's coming along just nice. So it's almost time to add some more sap to the pans. Can't put them too full. The boil gets too high, then it starts to spill over the top, so we try to keep it below that rim there. Or if we load up a lot of wood, I add some cold sap so it doesn't overboil. So we're going to add some more sap and then head in the house for a little while and come check on it again. Well, it's a bit of a yucky day. We've had snow since early this morning, and we're on day 2 of the big boil. We just let them go last night. Got them to a point where I added enough cold sap to the pans where they weren't going to go dry through the night. The fire was pretty low when I added a bunch of sap to it, so we're getting a good boil there. Maybe a little bit too much. Maybe we'll close the damper down just a little bit, control it. This deep pan here, it's got the most concentrated sap now. I'm probably going to let this boil down to about 1/3 of the pan and then transfer it over to the so just the steam coming off this I can already smell. It smells like syrup now. So, and this is what gives the syrup its nice smoky flavor. The fire comes up between the pans here and it gets very hot, so what happens is you get the sugar burning on the sides of the pan, and it gets the black And then when you fill it back up with sap, that all that burned sugar gets infused into the liquid, and it comes off with a really nice flavor. Well, the big pan is just about ready to do finish boiling. We're going to transfer this, or most of it, out. We can't transfer it all out because we can't move the pan off the hot thing. So we'll transfer as much as we can, and then we'll fill the rest with sap, and then we'll take the rest inside, and we'll use the wood stove to do the finish boiling. Well, I'm sure glad I looked at the weather last night, because I had all that pile of wood out here to feed in there. But late last night when I saw it, I moved it all into the shed. So we got wood for the house underneath, and all that crap on top is our wood for burning in the boiler. And these barrels from splitting wood last year are full of hardwood bark, and it's dry as can be, so I'm trying to use up what I can of that. Surprisingly, it didn't make as much smoke as I thought it would. Actually burns quite clean. Well, this is what happens when you first fire up the boiler. You get a lot of smoke. Let's open her up a bit, get some of that out. She's doing good. Alright, yeah, we got flames coming up there. Close that damper down. Yeah. We just filled the pans up so the sap's pretty cool, so it shouldn't start overboiling yet. But yeah, that spruce wood, when it gets going, it sure makes a lot of smoke. And in a little bit it'll settle down, and then you'll get almost no smoke at all. Oh, we've loaded up the firebox one more time. Maybe this will be the last time. Major stoke. Hopefully we can get there. There you can see the flames shooting out between the pans. Which is where you end up with, you get a lot of side boiling. The two sides of the pans get really hot from that flame coming up through there. And we got the smoke billowing out. You can see it. Yeah, it's coming out everywhere. We're getting there though. We're down to our last. Down to the last bit. Only have a few more, about less than a quarter of this bucket left to do it. Then we will move what's in the warming pan to the other pans, and then that'll be it. And then we'll just do the finish boil. This is really cool where you get the flame shooting out the stack. Yeah, see the flame's not coming out of there anymore. It's going out the stack instead. Yeah, she's going really good now. And you can tell by the clicking of the steel. You can just tell by the sound of this thing how hot it's getting. And when it's cooling down, it does the same thing, contracting. Well, we finally finished the containers. And all we've got left now is what's in the warming pan, which I am no longer able to top up, so soon we'll be able to finish dumping all that into these pans, which are as full as I want for now, because you don't want it to boil over. So we're going to fire it up one last time, let it cool down, and then try and get these off later. Well, that should just about do it. And that's the rest of the bark. I'll close that up, and that is a beautiful fire. Oh yeah, look at that fire go. You can hear it. You can hear it heating up. We dampened it down because we don't want it to overboil yet. Well, it's past 3 in the morning and we are done. The second batch, we filled the pot about halfway. We'll have to finish it tomorrow on the wood stove. So, not too bad. We'll see how many jars we get out of it tomorrow.